So last night, guys, I got the opportunity to see Shazam, and I have to say, this movie is great. So this is my non-spoiler review, and let's just jump right into it. What is up, wizards, Shazamsters, whatever? Welcome to my spoiler-free review of Shazam. As you guys know, usually I do a spoiler-free review. So if you're looking to go see this movie, which you're probably going to go see anyway, but you want to know a little bit about it or just my opinion on it with no spoilers, I just want to reiterate that, don't worry about it. And I want you guys to pull back, if you've seen the movie, from posting spoilers down below, just so you guys can talk about it without spoilers or fear for being spoiled in the comment section if you wanted to comment. But right off the bat, I really enjoyed this movie. Seriously, it was fantastic. And a way to sum it up for me is, for lack of a better way of putting it, is that with this film, like on top of Aquaman, you can just really tell that the DC universe, or DCEU, whatever you want to call it, has really found its groove. I may have said a similar thing in Aquaman, or maybe you want to say it's found a new tone, but they really have. It does a great job of demonstrating their new direction, which of course is a lighter tone and a kind of less brooding cinematic universe, you know, which not that I had massive problems with that anyway. I loved Man of Steel. I enjoyed Batman vs Superman, but we all know, as of kind of Wonder Woman, you know, Aquaman, and now this, they are very blatantly heading in a different kind of formula. So this is probably going to be a lot of praise because I don't really have any negatives like with the film. David Sandberg did an amazing job directing this. But going back to the vibes and like the tone of the DCU again, and what I meant through their new films establishing that, you know, of course, the nature of the character that is Shazam and Billy Batson being a kid who just loves being a superhero, this movie wears that new cinematic suit, if you will, very well. So if any of you are hesitant about Zachary Levi, just stop straight away. He was born to kind of play this role. He is perfect at Billy Batson / Shazam. He really is. I feel like Zachary really hits the nail on the head, paired with, you know, Asher Angel being, you know, the actual younger version, 14-year-old Billy Batson. Both actors essentially playing the same character, blended very well. You know, sometimes I guess some people would be worried about, you know, is the older actor gonna really come across exactly like the younger one? And he really does. I mean, just age him up to his full potential, which is Shazam. He's just so stoked at being a superhero, and you know, it mirrors that through Billy being younger as well. So Billy's story throughout the movie, like kind of running away from home, and don't worry, this is all stuff that is shown in the trailers. I'm not going to give anything away, you know, that you don't want to know, or any surprises. It is a very touching story. You know, obviously he's a foster kid, he keeps running away from home. I guess what I'm trying to say, in such a funny movie that doesn't take itself so seriously all the time, it very well executes that serious storyline throughout the movie very well as well. So that adds this kind of really sentimental value to that storyline for the viewer, or at least me. I mean, I'm pretty sure other people feel the same. Now, I don't know if you already know this, I'm not a mega knowledgeable guru of comic book nerdom of Shazam storylines. After seeing this movie, I definitely want to pick up a whole bunch more to get into his character, just to, you know, obviously because there's going to be a lot more Shazam after this film, because I think it's going to do very well. But from what I do know about the story, it gives you enough to tease you about the wizard and the history of what has happened, you know, with magic in the Shazam world. Now, there are Black Adam teasers in the movie as well, and I feel like they very subtly hint at that, but nothing too in your face. Now, one thing that they did really well, and I know it sounds like I'm saying that about everything just because it's kind of true, is the Shazam family themselves. Now, I'm sure comic book viewers will know what I'm on about, and I can't really say that too much, you know, because I don't want to go into spoilers in terms of that, but how can I put this? The cast of Billy's foster family, if you will, were very great. Darla is definitely my favorite besides Freddie Freeman. They provide constant laughs for the audience, and this attachment that has kind of grown throughout the film. So I really can't wait to see more of them in upcoming sequels. Now, I'm sure you've seen the trailer or a bunch of different trailers a load of times. You'll know that Freddie, you know, goes alongside with Billy all the time. He's that guy who's a superhero fanatic, and he is played by Jack Grazer, and he just had great chemistry with Zachary Levi. You could just see that very clearly in the trailers, but when you see this in the movie more and more, you just love the pairing that is, you know, on the screen. I just loved how into superheroes he was, and there was plenty of Justice League references throughout this film. And as I said, you know, you can see this from the trailers, like the Batarang and the Superman bullet and newspapers, and also from what you see in the trailers as well is like all the merchandise in the stores, like for Batman and I think Wonder Woman, even the Flash. Now, when I first saw it, I was like, yeah, really? Because I'm quite a big continuity guy, and I kind of was like, really? I mean, I know there's like Batman stuff because, you know, Ben Affleck's Batman has been around for quite a while in this universe, and you know, in Suicide Squad, the Joker's men had like Batman masks and stuff that they probably brought in friggin' Gotham or, you know, wherever. But you know, I was kind of struggling to believe about Flash outfits. Now I know there was the Justice League film, but then I reminded myself that, you know, probably quite a few people did see the Justice League do what they did with Steppenwolf, and you know, there was that family and stuff. So and in between all of this, you know, Ezra Miller probably has been running around and he has been saving people. It's just, I don't know, for some reason I thought, really, would there be this much merch going around everywhere for the Scarlet Speedster? But you know, I suppose there is. It just kind of made me feel like I wish we had that Flash film freaking years ago, but it's still not off the ground yet, but apparently they're making developments. But anyway, back onto the freaking Shazam review. Now, Mark Strong playing Dr. Thaddeus Sivana was really good. I have to admit, like, the way he looked in this film just made me think, man, you would have been cast for a pretty good Lex Luthor, but, you know, let's not get into the Lex Luthor DCEU talk. He serves that kind of typical evil villain setup, but it was still really cool. He totally owns his role, and it just kind of made me feel like I'm very grateful that they didn't go with Black Adam straight away. You know, which isn't a spoiler to say, because, you know, heading into Billy Batson's first ever superhero fight when this kid is just a kid learning, you know, his full potential throughout the film, it just felt more natural with Dr. Thaddeus. If he just went straight into fighting Black Adam, that would have been quite a bad decision, I think. So obviously that's why they didn't do it. And, you know, we're going to get a Black Adam film and then probably a Shazam versus Black Adam stuff in the future. But yeah, I really enjoyed Mark Strong's, you know, villainous role in this film. And it was really funny seeing Lionel Luthor in this film as well. But I guess I don't want to say too much about that. And you Smallville fans know what I'm on about. I actually didn't know he was going to be in this, to be honest with you. Now, I also love how colorful this film is. Now, I know that kind of comes with, you know, the magic, and I guess it's at Christmas time, and I freaking love Christmas. And I guess, I don't know, is this going to be one of those films where it's debated if it's a Christmas film or not? I mean, to me, this will be my, like, secret, like, Christmas film. But you know what I mean. It was very vibrant, and it fit, obviously, the costumes and stuff. Like, Shazam's suit was amazing. I know a lot of people, well, some people don't think it is, but I really digged it. I love the bolt, and like the braces and the belt. This reminds me of the action sequences. I really loved them. I can't really say too much about them, but I feel like they did the flying very well. I feel like the CGI was pretty good. I can't really say too much about who the CGI is on. Or what should I say? But you know, that was really awesome. There's a specific scene in the film as well, in a certain room, which is pretty badass, and it's a very strong Mark Strong moment. Didn't mean to set that up the way that sounded. But yeah, the action was wicked, and obviously there's a lot of action because this is a superhero film about a kid learning about his superpowers, and you see that in the trailer a lot as well, like the freaking test flights and stuff like that. So it was really awesome. Like, every single ingredient setting up a massive packed punch of superhero freaking awesomeness. Now, with Billy and his foster family and the story that's going along with Freddy, towards the end of the film, there's this really awesome moment that I really can't get into, but it's really satisfying seeing it happen, and the action sequence that follows it. You'll know what I'm on about if you've seen it, and if you still have yet to see it, just get excited for it. I personally loved it, and it makes me even more excited for where these films could go with Shazam and stuff. But you know, I guess that's kind of the main gist of all of it. You know, it's a lot of praise. I really didn't have any massive issues. You know, there's a couple of end credit scenes. The first one definitely gives you, you know, that kind of cliche sequel hint. The second one isn't like massively, you know, you don't have to stay for that one, so don't feel required if you're not massively fussed and you have to be somewhere to stick around for that one. You really don't have to. But overall, guys, this film was really a really big, you know, ray of sunshine. The way this kind of film leaves you thinking and feeling is that, man, I just want to see Shazam with the Justice League, and I hope, you know, that will probably happen, and, you know, quite a far way away, but I can't wait for those days to come, or even just any kind of cameos and stuff like that. Very, very happy with this film. I feel like, you know, with each movie from the DCU that comes out like this, it's going to restore that casual moviegoers, or like even person or fan who was against the previous DCEU films, you know, vibe. It will restore the faith for them. If it doesn't, well, they are impossible to please. But, you know, as a fan of both the Snyder era and this kind of new era we're in with the DCU films, I'm a big fan of this, and I can only say good things about it. So let me know if you're excited to see the film. You know, if you haven't seen it, and obviously if you have seen it, let me know what you thought of it, but minus spoilers, or if you are going to spoil it, put a massive spoiler tag, and then like the whole read more thing so people don't have to be spoiled. But that is it, guys. You know, I didn't want to, you know, it's kind of hard talking about, well, for me anyway, these movies without spoiling stuff. So sorry if I couldn't go into more detail, but just know that this film is a big success, and I expect it to be doing very, very well by the end of its run in movie theaters. And I can't really praise it anymore. So I hope you liked this video, guys. If you did, please leave a like on it. If you did enjoy it, subscribe for more videos like this. Check out some of my other ones. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Goodbye.